I had a press conference with the superintendent of schools to encourage parents and kids to go back to school. So here we are by our own government. It's very profound what is happening. And instead of dividing people, they have totally united our city. This morning, I had a press conference on the west side of the city with everybody was white, Jewish, in solidarity with their Latino brothers and sisters because that is who is being targeted now. We've won two court cases, temporary restraining orders, and they are completely violating the temporary restraining orders.
I want to note, as we're talking about this, that we are looking to get Mayor Ras Baraka on. I believe he might be having some connection issues, so we're working on bringing him to the table as well. We're going to keep going with this wonderful panel. Mayor Lee, we know that you have an activist history. You understand activism. You understand the response to police aggression. This is what you grew up in and came up in as a young activist. But now what we're seeing is really an invasion of cities one by one, systematically attempting to leave people terrified. You just heard Mayor Bass talk about having to coax people to go to school. That's where we are. What preparations are you making in Oakland for this to come your way?
Sure. And thank you so much, Joe, once again, giving us an opportunity to speak truth to power. And to Mayor Bass, I'm sorry that you had to be the gold standard for this tragedy that's taking place, because this truly is the beginning of the middle of the dismantling of our democracy. And that's what it's about. And also, Joey and Mayor Johnson, I know that it's no secret and it's not lost on anyone that the cities that this administration trashes are cities with one, black and brown populations, large black and brown populations, two, uh, black mayors who are leading these cities, and three, in cities where the crime rates are actually trajecting down in the right directions. So what's wrong with that picture?
Right.
So yes, we're prepared. We're prepared. We are a sanctuary city, no ICE. Our police are not cooperating with ICE, first of all. Secondly, we have circled the wagons around our immigrant community in terms of them knowing their rights, first of all, with legal services, but also the city support in helping those, because, like Mayor Bass said, people are traumatized and people are not going to work. They don't have income. They're not going to the doctor or to the healthcare centers because they're fearful. And so mental health care, and really the plan of the city, along with our police department and along with our community organizations, is what we have enacted so that we can make sure that we are as unified as Los Angeles. Every community is circling the wagons around this trashing of Oakland, first of all, by this man in the White House, but secondly, knowing that he's trying to provoke some type of an occupation and militarization of Oakland. And so we had a press conference this morning with our faith communities. People all across the city came to the press conference. Some we don't agree with on every single issue, but believe you me, they were there this morning standing up for Oakland and speaking truth to power and saying what is coming out of Washington and the White House are a bunch of lies. And we understand that this is racist, and we understand that it's an attack not only on black and brown communities, but it's an attack on this country, and it's a way to begin to try to establish this autocratic rule that this man is trying to do.
Yeah, and Mayor Brandon Johnson, it's so clear. I mean, they're not being subtle about it. They're choosing Los Angeles, they're choosing Oakland, they're choosing DC, they're choosing Baltimore, they're choosing Newark, and they're always choosing Chicago. They're going right for the cities with black mayors. They're not being subtle. And so I wonder what message you think they're trying to send. Would be simple terrorism?
Yeah, well, it's pretty clear the message that they're sending. And I've said this for some time, Joy. And good evening to my sisters in California. Thank you, Mayor Lee and Mayor Bass, for your unwavering commitment and support for justice and working people. But I've said this repeatedly. It is very clear that the extreme right in this country, they have not accepted the results of the Civil War. And they want a rematch. And they have declared war on poor people. I remember when I taught social studies, there were presidents who declared war on poverty. This president has declared war on poor people. He is the manifestation of the three evils: racism, militarism, of course, these are Dr. King's words, of course, and poverty. And so, what we're doing in the city of Chicago, we're using all of the full force of government to resist these, iniquitous acts, if you will, of governance that's coming from the extreme right. And what we know is that in order for us to build safe and affordable cities, and I know Mayor Bass and Mayor Lee are clear about this, we have to invest in more affordable housing. And we're doing that. We're on pace to build 10,000 of them. We have to invest in mental health support services. I'm the first mayor since the first black mayor, Mayor Harold Washington, to actually open mental health clinics. We have to invest in our young people. We hired over 30,000 young people for summer jobs, an almost 50% increase since I've taken office. And now we're seeing the results: a 30% reduction in homicides, almost 40% reduction in shootings and shooting victims, 35% reduction in robberies. Look, there's a lot of work to be done, but it's very clear, it's evident that as black folks stand firm and strong in this moment, our support for working people benefits all of the residents of our cities. And to Mayor Bass's as well as Mayor Lee's point, it actually has worked to unite people. What this president has attempted to do is to divide and conquer. And what you're seeing is our generation rising up, and whether it's in policy, whether it's through the courts, or whether it's taken to the streets, it is this generation's turn to ensure that our democracy continues to evolve and that we never surrender our humanity.
Mayor Karen Bass, Mayor Barbara Lee, Mayor Brandon Johnson, three of